It's just neurological, if you understand. You go to the doctor, he used to do this, has a rubber hammer, he hits your knee, and your knee pops up. That's reaction. That's not thinking. Now, this is what is necessary for workforce training, and it has been admitted to by all of the key behaviorists.
Well, wait, they admit that's what they've done with police is reflexive. They're brainwashed drones. The TV lowers people's brainwaves. We have a drone zombie population.
Well, yes, and I was saying, you know, it's not too funny, but I've been talking for so long, Alex, that I've just, when I read the news and everything, I'm quite numb now to everything. I'm really numb. So I think a lot of your listeners can relate to that. They feel numb too, and they're great.
And by the way, to be clear, you have graphics put out by the Department of Education where they say they want brainwashed zombies. I mean, the whole book is just nightmare control freaks saying we're ending the family. People won't be able to talk when we're done with them. It's basically 1984 already. The language is being made a lot smaller, just like Orwell talked about, where you can't communicate with many people now because they literally can't even understand you.
No, you can't. And let me point out before I want to get this in, because people may, you know, they're saying, oh, well, I wish I had a pen or write this down, or how am I going to check that or whatever. They have to go to the website. So 2 websites. One is deliberatedumbingdown.com, and that has all my articles on it, and there's the exchange of correspondence between myself and President Reagan, where I informed him after I had been dismissed from my job for leaking a document to Human Events on workforce training, basically, better education skills through technology, actually. I wrote him after I was dismissed to tell him that the department was a Marxist factory. And that letter is there. I never got a response. Of course I didn't. He didn't want anybody, even a response saying thanks for your letter, and nothing more than that. He didn't want me to be able to say that he had received it, huh? He received my letter. He knew very well what was going on. 3 years later, he signed the agreements with Gorbachev to merge the education systems. At the same time, Carnegie signed with the Soviet Academy of Science to merge the two systems.
And that's UNESCO, all on record.
And so that happened, and then that's on the website. This is what I'm trying to point out right now. That website is very important. That's a PDF, that letter. Now, there's another PDF there. It's called Experimentation on Minorities, and I've got all the goods on them. They use the minorities with the Skinner method from the beginning, from 1965 with the Elementary and Secondary Education Act. They targeted the minorities to see if this workforce training thing would work. They used it on them. That's why the minorities test scores went down. Chicago was one of their first schools in 1968. They put it, I think, in 1982. The test scores were so horrible in Chicago after using the Skinner method, Bloom's Skinner method, that Education Week, which is their big education journal, said it was called they called Chicago a human tragedy.
Well, they even took away phonics, where you've got to look at a word and then remember it. They know that doesn't work. They got rid of what worked by design. I mean, I've got stuff from 1898 by the U.S. Banking Association saying we've got to take over education and dumb them down. Too many people are reading. I mean, you try to read a newspaper from 200 years ago, I can't even read it.
No,
I mean, they have literally turned us...
Great, Alex, I was going to talk to people later. My website, I told them that, deliberatedumbingdown.com. But at AmericanDeception.com, you were just talking about something interesting, made me think of it. There is an incredible test, and I'm trying to think of the name. I wish I could remember that test. Kenneth Higley. Oh, gosh.
It'll pop in your head in a minute. The point is...
But it's a test in 1953 in Central California. And it is unbelievable. It's up on the website, and it's Hignite is the name. Now, folks, if you write anything down today, write this down, because I consider this is the proof that you can take out and show people. The name is Kenny Hignite, Hignite. You type that into the search engine at AmericanDeception.com. You're going to see an 8 or 10 page test on the Constitution. Kenny Hignite got 99 on it, I think. Excellent, A+ or something. That test, it's all in his own handwriting. Someone gave me this test when I was speaking somewhere, and it's all in his own handwriting. He felt his handwriting's not that good, but boy, is he smart. Now, a lot of people say, oh, he's a genius. No wonder. That has nothing to do with it. This is what was expected of American public school students in 1953 in Central California. They had to know the Bill of Rights. They had to know all the Supreme Court justices by name. They had to know the division of powers, all the different divisions of government, you name it, everything, the Constitution, term limits, whatever. Go and look at that. Kenny Hignite. This is for people who will say to you, look and say, well, I think my children, seem to be really doing very well. And you know what? The point is, it's not your children. I would say, I'm dumb. I'm dumb myself. I couldn't pass that test. So there's no question that this has been a deliberate thing. Now, the other thing, which is the reason we started the American Deception website, that now has 150,000 pages, hand-scanned, of original documents. My son did this. I don't know how he ever did it. On that website. And they deal with religion, the occult, tremendous amount of education documents, tremendous documents in World War II showing all sorts of things none of us knew, World War I, the unbelievable website. But the one document that I bought, there was one left, is the Congressional record, the hearings on the tax-exempt foundations in 1953 that were abruptly shut down by the Eisenhower administration and others, of course. And this is the Norman Dodd story, because he was the research director. These are the congressional hearings investigating the tax-exempt foundations. 3,000 pages. I paid $3,000, okay, for them. Now, I understand that the person I bought them from, he was offered any amount to get that one copy. Any amount. This was 20 years ago. One of the minions in the foundations came and said, we will pay you anything you want for that. Now, folks, that's available to you on that website, AmericanDeception.com. You will find out how the tax-exempt foundations have taken your country from you for their own purposes.
Well, for those that don't know, I want to back you up here and actually read, coming up after the break, the actual quote by Carol Quigley. But it's simple. You've got less than 20 robber baron families. And over 110 years ago, they publicly got together and said, we've got to, through government, take over society and vertically integrate society. And they had the Jekyll Island meeting in Georgia. They took over our monetary system, and they have turned us into basically the equivalent of retarded monkeys. And for those of us that can still think, Charlotte, how do we reach out to people who literally don't even know what town they're in? I mean, you see the people, even yuppies that have decent jobs, they think it's cool to be stupid.
Well, I think we really are, we're in major trouble, and I was joking with one of your guys there when I said, I'm so, I've seen so much of this horrible stuff that my brain is numb, huh? And I think a lot of us feel that way, so I said, we're all really quite numb now, and everybody else is dumb. So who's number and who's dumber? I mean, the people who've done the research and have been screaming and yelling and speaking like myself and you, Alex, all over the place, thank God for you. Don't you sometimes, Alex, when you open up your internet and your emails, don't you look at it and feel numb? You know what I mean? Just numb.
Well, sometimes I get numb. More often, I get absolutely outraged. But
I used to, I used to be in the outrage thing. Now I'm into numb. And
I hear you, Charlotte.
I'm numb.
Got a break. Stay right there. We're going to come back at 2 more segments with you. Then I'm getting into Big Sis. She's taking over the whole country.